Okay folks, we're back after it again, and today is going to be test day or test night for the new the North Face Mountain 25 tent. And I don't know if you can tell it or not, but it's snowing right now. We are under a winter weather advisory, and we're expecting between 4 and 8 inches of snow this evening. And the low tonight is supposed to be 12 degrees Fahrenheit. So I thought it would be a perfect time to take this tent out for a test drive. We've already got some snow on top of the tent here. And I've got the top vents open for ventilation. And I've got a lot of these guy lines extended out, and hopefully that'll help with the condensation too, to keep the rain fly away from the inner wall of the tent. You can already see the snow collecting at the bottom of the tent there. Yeah, see, we're already covered up there on the snow flaps. But the tent is not the only piece of gear we're going to be testing. I have a 0 degree Fahrenheit down quilt from Outdoor Vitals. This is their new Stormloft quilt. And to go with that, I have a pair of their down booties and the down balaclava to keep my head and neck warm. And for the sleeping pad, I have a 0 degree Fahrenheit Amok Winterlight sleeping pad, and this will also go with my Amok ultralight hammock setup. There's old Bumblebee, folks. You can see the snow load on him. Sealed up nice and tight. What do you think about this, Dixie? What do you think, pretty girl? I got to stop and give her a belly rub. I've got a little sensor attached to the guy line here, and that runs to an indoor-outdoor thermometer, which is located inside the tent. I'm going to try to get some kind of reading about how much warmer it is in the tent as opposed to the outside. So far, so good. But we'll go ahead and turn in, and we'll talk to you in the morning. Well, good morning. I had a good night out here. The Outdoor Vital Stormloft quilt performed really good. I never did get cold. In fact, I stayed nice and toasty warm. And the same goes with the Amok Winterlight sleeping pad. Kept me nice and toasty. And let's check the temperature. According to the thermometer, the temperature is 17 degrees Fahrenheit outside, and it's 32 degrees Fahrenheit in the tent. I think I'm going to get up. I've already had a call from my wife, and so she wants me to come inside. I think she was a touch worried about me out here. Okay, here's a little shot at the Winter Wonderland this morning. As you can see, we got quite a bit of snow. And I will say that the tent held up perfectly. Let's go in because I think it's coffee time. We're going to test our MSR Whisperlite, and since we've got an overabundance of snow, to the upper right corner of the screen there, we've got a little pot full of snow there, and we're going to practice snow melting. We are going to be doing this inside the vestibule of the tent. This is a common practice among people that are mountaineering and on expeditions, because oftentimes the conditions are just too harsh to do it outside. But as a safety precaution, we have opened up the tops of both doors of the vestibule to allow for ventilation. Plus, inside the tent, here is the vents are open there as well. Okay, as you can see, we've got the we've already primed the pan and we have the preheating going. Okay, there we go. Now we've lost all of our yellow flame there. We're down to the blue flame. And our tent's not even barely warm up there, so we're okay with that. Now when you melt snow, as you can see, I've got a full pot here, but I have to add a little bit of water on the bottom of the pot. Otherwise, you're going to scorch your pot. You can see it's not taking it very long at all. We're coming up to a boil right now, and that certainly did not yield an awful lot of water. So melting snow is a pretty good chore. But we've got a rolling boil now, so we'll go ahead and shut our fire off. The temperature jumped up to 35 degrees. So that wasn't a really big jump, but it is a noticeable difference in here, I can tell you. It would not take long to heat up this small amount of space. Now we know how to melt snow, so whenever we go into the wilderness and do this for real, we already have this skill set. Mr. Frodo wanted to leave you with the last word here about backpacking. Backpacking is plenty dangerous in three-season conditions, and more so in the winter time. If you choose to follow in my footsteps, you have positively got to train, and you've got to be properly outfitted. I want you to enjoy your time out there in the wilderness, but more so, I want you to come back with all your fingers and all your toes. That's all Frodo had to say about that. And let me see if Tiger wants to add anything. No, he didn't have anything to add to that. But one last thing. Test your gear before you go to the woods.